Okay, hello everybody and welcome to this Verbling class. My name is Teacher Amy and today we are going to be having a class as part of my Around the World in 80 Days series, which is to do with basically where we sort of travel virtually around the world reading about certain interesting or unusual or perhaps things we haven't heard about from other countries. And today our country of choice is Bosnia, which is a country which has quite a fascinating history. There's a lot to find out about it. And I didn't actually know that coffee was so important, but as you're going to find out with me as we read today, it is. So we start off by just having a brief introduction to the country and learning a little bit about it, where it is and its history and so forth. And then after that we read an article together. So the aim of this class really is to practice your reading and speaking pronunciation, to learn a bit of new vocabulary, and also to sort of have fun learning about countries around the world, which is relevant to all of us because we're all in different places. So we're going to get started in a few minutes. I just want to give you the two links to a Facebook page and Verbling teacher page, which are two pages that you can use to sort of assist you as you have an experience here with us on Verbling. The Facebook page is a good way to keep in touch informally with teachers, to chat and to share resources and see what's going on in general. And the Verbling teacher page is a good place to go if you want some kind of specific information about a specific teacher, certain classes. You can also check out a teacher's private tutoring schedule. If you want to have a private one-on-one lesson, then you'll find the teachers' calendars on their Verbling teacher pages. So do go ahead and check that out. And if you have any questions about anything, you can get in touch with us either via the Verbling messaging feature or via Facebook. So do check those two pages out if you would like to. So let's say hi and see who we've got today to talk about Bosnia. So Harry, you got here first, I think. So how are you?
Good morning, I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing great, thank you, Harry. It was raining when I got up, and now it's sunny, so I've cheered up even more.
What time is it there?
It's 11:05 in the morning. So I actually just had a coffee, and I'm feeling great.
Have you prepared your eating your lunch?
No, I'll have that once I finish teaching. So my schedule changes a bit, but yeah, I'm fine at the moment, thank you, Harry.
Okay.
And what about you? What have you been doing today?
I was trying a new recipe. I was baking bread.
With your Thermomix?
I don't have one. I have to use the same recipe, but I have to use my own machine.
Okay.
But
Fair
it
enough.
works well. It works well, and
Absolutely. You'll have to take a picture of some of these food items and bring them to class, Harry, so that we can see.
okay, okay.
So your bread turned out okay, did it?
What? What?
Your bread turned out okay.
The first one didn't.
Oh dear. What happened to
Because
it?
I made the error. I put hot water over the chest and it was too hot. And they told me when the water is too hot, the chest dies itself.
The chest? What do you
The
mean by the
chest.
chest? The loaf.
I hope
The
I said
dough?
1 second. The chest. 1 second. I write it in the verbaling.
Okay. I've always wanted to make bread.
The yeast I have.
The yeast.
Yes.
The yeast.
Yes. Okay.
Right, I was wondering how a chest is related to bread. Anyway, so the yeast didn't work because you put the water, you probably killed
was
it with
too
the hot
hot.
water.
Yeah, and that is not good. So I learned from it. So the next time I tried it again, and then it worked.
Excellent. Was it white bread or brown bread?
Spelt bread from the
Oh,
whole. Yeah, spelt bread. Yeah.
exotic bread.
Yeah. Well, not so. No.
All right, well, Harry, that sounds great. And now you're making me hungry, so we're going to change the subject, okay?
Okay.
All right. Welcome to the class anyway. Who came second? I'm not sure. I'm going to say hello to Eduardo and somebody. But hello, Eduardo.
Hello, how are you, teacher?
I'm good, thank you. Hey, what is your name? Eduardo and somebody else?
Andres.
Ah, okay. That's I wasn't sure
Easy.
if it was going to be Anne. Sometimes people share accounts. But are you a guitarist, Eduardo?
Yes, yes, it's my hobby.
Are you good?
Excellent. The best.
Of course. What kind of music do you play?
Sorry?
What kind of music do you play?
Pop.
Pop?
Pop and romantic music.
Ah, okay. Can you give me an example of a song that you know?
Maybe where are you from?
I'm from the UK.
Oh my God. Maybe the extra, similar to you too?
Oh, really? Okay,
Yes.
that sounds cool. I'd
Beach
like
like too?
you. All right, very cool. Well, I'm a musician as well, Eduardo, but I play the piano. That's
Oh.
my favorite instrument.
It's fine. Maybe you and me are the excellent team.
Absolutely. Exactly right. Yeah, we can play together. All right. Well, it's lovely to meet you, Eduardo. Where are you from?
I'm from Venezuela, but I live in Dublin at the moment.
Ah, have I met you before? I don't think so.
Dublin?
Yes. Have we met? Have you been to one of my classes before?
No, no, never.
All right.
But today is my first day in this website.
Ah, well, welcome. Welcome to Verbling. If you have any questions, let us know, okay? But you seem to be figuring it all out well, so congratulations on that.
No, only do you have needs picture me.
I'll keep my eye on you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Welcome to the class, Eduardo, and welcome to Verbling as well. Um, who else do we have here? Hussein, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. You've changed your picture, have you?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
really
I
like
don't
your
know.
picture. It
Thank
matches
you.
my back wall.
Yeah, it's very
And
cool.
it's very sunny and
Yeah.
beautiful. So, how are you, Hussein? How's your studying going?
I'm doing very well, thank you. My study is going very well. Everything is okay, thank you.
Mhm. Excellent. Well, welcome to the class. Great to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And hello to Melkor.
Yes.
Is that how I
Hello.
say it?
Hello. Yes. Some people call me as Melchor, so I don't mind if you call me Melkor.
Okay. It reminds me of the name of one of the three wise men in the Bible. I think that's Melchior.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
is
And my
that
father
what
is. Pardon?
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was named after the three Magi's, and my father actually is also one of the Magi's. It's Balthasar. So
That's amazing!
yeah,
That's a very cool name. Well, where are you
thank
from?
you. I'm originally from the Philippines, but I'm here now in Worcestershire in the Midlands.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I'm from the UK, Melchior, but I'm actually in New Zealand at the moment.
All right. Where in New Zealand?
Yeah.
In Auckland or Wellington?
Auckland, have you been here?
No, my sister used to be in Auckland. Yeah, she studied at Macy's
Ah,
University, if I don't know. Yeah,
yeah, I know it. I know it. I studied at Auckland Uni, but there's a lot of good unis around here.
right.
And we have quite a few Filipinos in Auckland, because I guess it's nearby-ish.
Yes.
Well, it's lovely to meet you and welcome to the class.
Okay, thank you so much.
And Raphael, last but never least, how are you?
Hi, Amy.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thanks for
Yeah?
asking. What about you?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm Having a good day so far, thanks. And what did you do today, Raphael? Was it just a normal working day, or did anything special happen?
No, nothing interesting. Like it's just an ordinary day, in my life.
An ordinary day in the life of Raphael.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Well, welcome to the class.
Thanks.
All right, guys. So today we're going to discuss Bosnia. So first, before we even get started, has anybody here been to Bosnia?
No.
No.
No? Well, I haven't either. But I saw this article and thought, wow, that would be a really interesting country to talk about because it's got such a long history, a really sort of deep culture, and a lot's happened to it, you know, in the last sort of 100 years. Not so good stuff, maybe. So I chose this one today. We're going to start off actually by reading a little bit about the country itself because I don't think I may be wrong. I don't think people know a lot about this country. So what I'm going to do is actually do a screen share because I've got the information on a document. So we'll use this as the first little part of the class so that we can find out a bit about it. I'll get rid of that so you can see it. And the way that this class will go, everybody, for those of you who haven't been to one of my reading classes before, is that I'll ask you to read a section and I would like you to focus on just reading to the best of your ability and trying to put as much expression and fluency into it as you can. And then I'll stop you and we'll talk about anything that you've mispronounced or what you could improve upon. Then we'll talk about the vocabulary in case anybody needs to find out the meanings of some new words. And then we generally do have a bit of a chat about what we're reading depending on our experience and so forth. So here we go. We've got the first part. I'm going to get the lovely Eduardo, if you could please read for us from here.
Okay. Bosnia and Herzegovina.
I think this is pronounced something like Herzegovina, but I could be wrong there, Eduardo. Don't worry about that too much, okay? Just carry on from here. If you could read this paragraph, please.
Okay. my English knows is so not very good.
Well, that's why you're here, Eduardo, so don't worry about it.
Okay, I going. Summertime con Bosnia, Herzegovina, and in short extent, now informality as Bosnia is a country in Southeastern Europe, located on the Balkan Peninsula, the capital and largest city in Sarajevo. Montenegro to the southwest. Bosnia and Serbia is all looking extensive for 20 miles, 12 miles of coast of the Adriatic Sea, around the size news in the central and western interior of the country. The geography is monuments and nearheads in the morality, abilities, and the northeast in the probability floatam. The eastern is a geographically large region and the moderate continental climate, looking for the booking with hot summer and cool and snowy winter. The southeast is country has Mediterranean climate and pale topography.
Thank you, Eduardo. Well done. You had lots of tricky words in there. Now, obviously, I mean, reading English is very, very tricky.
Okay.
The problem with it is that the words, the letters combine in different ways to make different sounds, and the sounds change a lot. So reading can be one of the trickiest skills in English, which is why I do lots of reading classes. Well, a good way to practice this, Eduardo, when you're sort of trying to practice your reading a little bit, is to see if you can find any kind of resource which has both the speaking and the words. So when I say that, what I mean is maybe books that you can read along to, you know, where you can get like an audio copy of a book and then you can read along at the same time, or YouTube videos with subtitles where you can hear the person speaking and you can see the words. It's a really good way to get started, or to, if you're struggling a little bit with reading, that's a good way to go, because you can pause it, listen to the speaker, repeat after them, and then you can get to know how to pronounce the words a bit better. So maybe if you have some time, have a little try at that. And that's a good suggestion for all of you. I just thought of it just then. So, Eduardo, let's talk about a few of the words in here. I just want you to repeat them after me, okay?
Okay.
All right, so this one here is not that one. I'm trying to just highlight the first word, but don't worry about Southeastern. This is Europe.
Euro.
Great, well done. And then we have... Try to write these in order. There we go. This is largest.
Largest.
And then here we have city.
City.
Perfect. Well done. This is landlocked.
Landlocked.
Excellent. And then we have coastline.
Coastline.
Mountainous.
Mountainous.
And bookended.
Bookended.
Absolutely. Well done. Great pronunciation. So you've got no problems with actually saying the words. It's just remembering how to say them when you haven't got anybody else telling you, right? I know that can be really tricky. So well done. All right, so I'm going to ask the rest of the class now if there's any words in here that you'd like to go over. While everybody's looking, I just want to say a quick hi to Ilias. Hello.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
It's nice to meet you, Ilias. I don't think we've ever spoken before, have we?
Yes, I
Just on the chat.
attended in one of your classes in the past.
Well, yes, absolutely, in the chat, but we haven't actually talked verbally before.
Yes, I attended.
Okay?
Yes, I attended.
Is that
in one
right?
of your classes.
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't remember that, but it's lovely to see you again.
Yes, but I don't attend much English classes.
Okay. You've been away?
No, I learn Spanish.
Oh, you're learning Spanish as well. All right. That's great. Well, welcome to the class anyway, Ilias. You've only missed just the very beginning. We've just read this paragraph here, okay?
Thank you, teacher.
No problem. Okay, so everyone okay with the vocabulary? Lots of geographical stuff in here. Just let me know if there's anything you want to go over that you missed later. And we're going to get Harry to read from here, please.
Okay. Bosnia and Herzegovina is a region that traces permanent human settlement back to the Neolithic age, during and after which it was populated by several Illyrian and Celtic civilizations. Culturally, politically, and socially, the country has one of the richest histories in the region, having been first settled by the Slavic peoples that populate the area today from the 6th through the 9th centuries CE.
Well done, Harry. That was perfect. Excellent work.
Was a little bit small to read, very hard to read on the screen.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. I'll make it bigger. Just a moment. How about that? Is that better?
Much better, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Please tell me, because it's quite hard for me to to tell what it's like for you. All right. Hussein, your turn from the Ottomans.
Yep. The Ottomans brought Islam to the region and altered much of the cultural and social outlook of the country. This was followed by annexation into the Austro-Hungarian monarchy, which lasted up until World War I. In the interwar period, Bosnia was part of the Kingdom of Yugoslavia, and after World War II, the country was granted full republic status in the newly formed Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Following the dissolution of Yugoslavia, the country proclaimed independence in 1992, which was followed by the Bosnian War, lasting until late 1995.
Excellent, Hussein. Well done. Really nice expression. Whoopsie, I don't want to open that or edit it. Here we go. This word here is period. Period.
Period.
Yeah, that's better. And just a note about world wars. So World War One, you pronounced that correctly. And then you said
World
World
War II.
Yeah, exactly. So we either say World War One, World War Two, or First World War, Second World War. Okay?
Okay.
Apart from that, it was absolutely perfect. Any questions about what Harry read or what Hussein read, guys? No? Alright, excellent. Last little bit is for Ilias. Would you like to read from Bosnia here, please?
Yes. Bosnia and Herzegovina is regionally and internationally renowned for its natural beauty and cultural heritage, inherited from six historical civilizations. Its cuisine, winter sports, its elec- eclectic and unique music, architecture, and its festivals, some of which are the largest and most prominent of their kind in southeastern Europe.
Great. Well done. Thank you, Ilias. This word here, you pronounced it perfectly, eclectic. What does it mean, though? Anyone know?
How can I say? With lot of influence, which a lot of varieties.
Yes, exactly right. So it means it's a mixture of lots of different things together. So an eclectic mix is, as you say, lots of variety, basically.
Like a century of
Pardon?
century, Sundry?
Sundry.
Yes, no?
Sundry tends to be a word that we use in certain contexts, like sort of business or those type of formal documents and stuff. Unless you use the phrase all and sundry, which is sort of a bit of an idiom. But yeah, eclectic is I guess it's a similar meaning, but eclectic is quite a positive word. It sort of refers to something being a big mix of lots of different things together. And sundry is more about I don't know how to explain it. Sort of I suppose the real difference is, it does mean the same thing. It's just the context is slightly different. So you wouldn't use the word sundry in a piece like this because it's more to do with sort of business or formal lists or that type of thing. All right, so I'm having a little bit of an issue. Here we go. Let's get rid of that screen share, can we? I'm going to read the article, guys. So go ahead and do load it up in your window if you would like to. And I'm going to try and do a screen share. Oh, sorry. Google Hangouts is having a moment of crisis. Right, you can access the link from the class description just underneath the class. And I'm going to just have to wait. There we go. There's the link there. I'm trying to get rid of this screen share and go to another one, but it's frozen on me. So if you guys could load it up in your window and just have a look at it, I'll try and attempt to get rid of this. Okay, sorry guys, I don't know what happened there, a bit of a blip. I'm back anyway, and it seems to be working, so that's great. Okay, we're going to read about the complicated culture of Bosnian coffee. So, don't forget to take a look at the photos that are often here, a little slideshow, because they are really interesting normally. We're going to go down here and we're going to carry on reading. So it's now Melkor's turn from Even Today.
Even today, 136 years after the Ottomans ceded it to Austria and Hungary, Bosnia-Herzegovina shows many signs of its nearly 4 centuries of Turkish rule. The
We don't hear
architecture,
you well.
the occasional shared word,
All right, just
the
a sec. Melkor, you're reading beautifully, but the other students are struggling to hear you. Are you able to speak a bit louder or just go a bit closer to the microphone?
Right, okay, so I'll try to be closer on my phone, okay. Even today, 136 years after the Ottomans ceded it to Austria-Hungary, Bosnia-Herzegovina shows many signs of its nearly 4 centuries of Turkish rule. The architecture, the occasional shared word, the complimentary glass of rakicha after dinner, but where other countries in Southeast Europe, Western Asia, and North Africa still serve what is essentially Turkish coffee. They use the same words and finely ground beans. They just give the drink a regional name. Bosnia-Herzegovina is one of the few places where calling a coffee by an eponymous name isn't just a point of national pride. It's a matter of distinction.
All right, thank you, Melkor. That was really great reading. Good expression.
Thank you.
And you had some difficult little words, but yeah, you've got a really nice flow, and you're connecting words really well together. So keep working on the connection between words. That could be improved a little bit, but really great. Well done.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. So just have a look through there and see if there's any words that you want to talk about, guys.
Seed, Amy. Seeded.
Seeded. Does anyone know what seeded means?
To go back something.
Ottomans gave it to
It's like to give up.
Yes, exactly. That's right. Any other questions?
Give up.
Pianos.
This one here. This one's a bit of a complicated one. It's referring to the name of something. So it's means that something is named after, and it's talking about the name here. They give the coffee a regional name, and that's what it's referring to. Any others? I think those are the two trickiest.
Just to make sure, they write it wrongly, the name, or with C, or am I right?
Oh, my friend, I'm not too.
Which name are you talking about?
Herzegovina.
This one here.
Yes or no?
This is, yeah, so there's different ways of talking about this country because it's had a lot of changes. The country's officially called this, but a lot of people tend to call it Bosnia because it's just shorter and easier. That's all. Is that what your question was?
No, about the C in the name. Herzegovina. No, just a doubt. But...
So, what was your question? Sorry, Raphael, I'm not understanding what you mean.
Never mind. Just go ahead.
All right, sorry. Okay, so coffee is coffee a big part of your lives, guys? Who in this room is a big fan of coffee? Anybody?
Me, I like coffee.
Okay, Harry, tell me, how do you drink your coffee and how often do you have coffee?
Oh, maybe 6, 7, 8 times a day.
Oh my goodness. And how do you drink it? How do you have it?
On different ways. Sometimes I like to drink iced coffee, I mean, I put ice inside, vanilla ice cream, milk
Cool.
ice cream. Yeah, I like it very much. So it's a cool thing with whipped cream on the top, with whipped cream on the top. And also I like cappuccino, espresso after eating,
Mm-hmm.
or cafe latte. We call it latte short.
Mm-hmm.
I like it also very much. Yeah, I like all kind of coffee, and I and I like the different kinds of coffee beans. Arabica, we call it Arabica,
Yep.
Robusta. They mix it all. I like the variety of coffee, and I always excited of new coffee.
My goodness,
Coffee.
Harry.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're an absolute coffee connoisseur to me.
Yes.
So do you always drink your coffee with something like milk in it, or do you sometimes have black coffee?
I drink both. I drink both. And also I drink coffee without, we call it without the caffeine inside. During the day I can drink uh, uh, 5 cup of coffees, but without caffeine inside it.
What do you mean, Harry?
Caffeine or the
Ah,
caffeine?
caffeine. Ah, caffeine. Sorry, I didn't quite hear you. Yes, so what we call it is decaffeinated.
Yeah, and I think it's much better to drink it when it's hot outside. I prefer hot drinks more than cool drinks because when I drink cold Coke, maybe I sweat more than I drink coffee. I prefer coffee hot drinks.
Is that right? Very interesting, Harry. Okay, I also sometimes drink decaffeinated if I don't want to be worked up because caffeine tends to have quite a strong effect on me. So do you always drink it decaffeinated or just sometimes?
Sometimes.
Um, okay, who else is a big fan of coffee? Anybody else?
I need the coffee every time, all time too, because in Ireland it's more cold. The people like here tea. I don't like tea.
Yeah. You
I
don't
drink
like tea. You don't like tea?
no. I needed coffee, but I don't like coffee coffee machine. I prefer my coffee.
And what is your coffee, Eduardo? Do you make it yourself at home?
Maybe it's the coffee making their home.
Yes. Is that what you
Uh,
prefer?
yes, because I black coffee is the better.
A big fan of black coffee.
Yes.
All right. And what about in your native Venezuela? Do lots of people drink coffee over there?
Yes. In Venezuela, I drink coffee every time too.
Well, there you go. That's you're staying true to your culture, Eduardo.
Okay.
And all right, is there anybody who's a tea fan? Because I have to say, being British, I'm pretty stereotypical, and generally I drink tea, but I do have a coffee in the morning sometimes.
Me too. I like tea. I prefer
Yeah,
tea. Yeah,
there you
me
go.
too.
Me and you are the same, Hussein. What kind of tea do you drink?
Black tea and
Yeah,
some of mm, green tea, black tea. I like them. Yeah, I like them both.
and
But generally in the morning, I drink black tea. But for example, afternoon or something, I like to drink green tea.
yeah, me too, Hussein. I'm the same as you. But what do you put in your tea? Do you drink it just straight, or do you have anything in it?
Sometimes I have lemon, and also there's another strange thing that my sister recommends me, but I don't know the name of it. But it's a little plant. It's like wood, but I don't know the name of it.
Maybe
I
cinnamon? I'm just thinking.
okay, maybe
It
okay.
looks, it kind of looks like
Cinnamon.
a
Yes,
little stick. Yeah,
cinnamon. Exactly,
yeah.
exactly, exactly. Yep.
Well, I British. Most people think we're a bit strange, but most British people will have milk in their tea and often sugar, but I don't like sugar personally. All right, well, there you go. We've had an introduction to our coffee habit. It must be time for Raphael to read from Wanting, please, Raphael. Oops.
Wanting a taste of home, my friend in native Turk Leaf Burgas ordered a Turkish coffee at Nanina Kurinja, a restaurant in Sarajevo's Turkish Quarter. The man sitting next to us, Nahir Spahik, was quick to interject. Bosnian coffee is not Turkish coffee, he said, a hint of defensiveness in his voice. The difference, he explained, is in the process.
Keep going, please.
Both start out with roasted coffee beans that are pulverized into a fine powder and cooked in a small, generally copper-plated pot with a long neck, called a zezva, or sesf in Turkish. But the Turks add the coffee and optional sugar to cold water before placing it on the stove. When preparing Bosnian coffee, the cold water goes on the stove alone.
Thank you, Raphael. And look, Harry, isn't this amazing? We have the word pulverized today. We were talking about that at some point, I believe, in our writing class, right?
With the Thermomix.
Yes, exactly.
Thermomix.
Maybe the Thermomix can pulverize coffee beans.
Yes, all kind of corns can be pulverized.
All right. Can you just explain to everybody what pulverized means?
To make things smaller, to break it in particles, in small particles, to break it down in small particles, like ice. You can put a block of ice into a special machine in your mixer, in your crush, and it crushes. And when you wait for maybe 2 minutes, it's pulverized. It's like snow. It's like, yeah.
Yes, powder. It's like powder,
Powder,
Harry.
like powder.
Absolutely. Thank you. Any other questions, guys, about vocab, apart from all of these foreign words, which Raphael did a great job of pronouncing? I think it's relatively straightforward. What was quick to interject mean?
To interrupt someone.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's continue. And it's your turn again, Eduardo, from after coming to a boil. Take it nice and slowly, don't rush, okay?
Okay. After coming to the boil. Oh, sorry. A small round of the water in the sec or size. The coffee is the order to the cervix and the put back into the stove for a few seconds. Always adjoining the likes to the budget gain. Again, rise to the points of the overflowings and create a twin for me. This process made my big prepares service time, then the hot water that has been six with the whole bit, sorry.
Okay, well done. That was much better. Let's try this. A few other words. This one here is liquid.
Liquids, okay.
Very good. A thick foam.
Thick foams.
Excellent. Repeated.
Repeated.
Aside.
Aside.
And last one, added.
Added.
Good. Very
Thank
good.
you.
All right, so this is a bit of a description of how to make Bosnian coffee. So this is quite a good thing to practice actually in another language, giving a description of how to cook or make something. Does anyone like to give me a little description of something that how they make a certain drink in their house? So it might be tea or coffee or another drink. Would anyone like to have a go? No?
You're the specialist, Amy.
I'm the specialist.
Yes.
All right, I'll start you off, right? How to make a cup of tea British style. So take notes. If you want to make the perfect cup of tea when I come to visit you, this is what you have to do. You have to boil the kettle, and you need a teapot. A teapot is very, very important. So that's one of those strange looking things that you put tea bags into. It's actually better to make tea with tea leaves rather than tea bags, but tea bags are a lot less messy. So once the water is boiled, it has to be just boiled. It has to be absolutely hot. Pour a little bit of the water into the teapot to warm it, and then tip the water out, and then you can put in the tea leaves. So 1 spoonful per person, and then 1 extra for the pot. Then you fill up with water, and you leave it to brew. Some people say to steep. And then after about 3 or 4 minutes, it's ready to pour. So you have to put the milk into a cup, and then you pour the tea from the teapot, and then you can add optional sugar if required. So that is how you make the perfect cup of tea, everybody. Harry, go on. Tell us how to how to make your cup of tea. Sounds disgusting to me.
It works. I learned it from an American.
That's why it's disgusting.
Yeah, I didn't know that I can put the tea bag into the microwave with them. We call it because now they haven't. There isn't. How can I call it? 1 second. It looks like a paper clip. It was from Metal. Metal, do you know what I mean? To keep the tea bag together on
Yes.
the. Now they haven't. They don't have it. They don't have one on the tea bag anymore.
I see. So it's like a little metal tea bag, right? You put the loose tea inside it, and then you close it. And
No. I mean the paper paper clip. It was tucked, or it was clipped on the paper tea bag to keep it together, to keep the, how can I, 1 second, to keep the twine, the wire, the yarn on it to
keep the
lift
string on it.
Yes,
Keep the string on it.
Yes, and we can put this also in the microwave. There, before I thought I can't do metal things into the microwave, but I can do it with this tea bag. So I tried it, and an American showed me that I can do it, and now I do it all the time.
I understand what you mean, Harry. I was trying to figure out. I think you mean there's actually, yeah, if you get individual tea bags, they have a string on them and then a little label which is attached with a staple, not a paperclip, a staple.
Exactly, yes. That's
Right, and the staple is made of metal, so you can't put that in the microwave. But are you saying that you can put that in the microwave?
Exactly.
Really?
So,
I never knew that either.
try it.
I'll try. I wouldn't mind trying it with maybe chamomile tea, but I'm not a big fan of microwave tea because I'm very particular about my tea.
Oh, it's much better than, because while the water is boiling, it's already takes the flavor of the fruit. Yeah, it's much.
Yes.
It's more cooking the tea. I think it's a better way to cooking the tea.
Yeah, I can see how that might work actually. All right, well, thank you, Tarry, for sharing that with us. Would you be able to continue reading from this part here, please, Tarry, to all but?
To all but the biggest Oh yeah,
Connoisseurs. That's what I just
connoisseur.
said that you are, a coffee connoisseur, right?
Okay. To all but the biggest connoisseurs, these differences seem minute, but adding the hot
Minute.
wa- min-
Minute.
minute,
Mm-hmm.
but adding the hot water at the end creates even thicker foam, and adding the coffee later in the process often creates a most robust flavor in the already intense coffee. At least that's what I was told when I received my Bosnian coffee making certificate from Rahatluk, a lovely coffee in Bascarzia that offers a quick, somewhat gimmicky lesson in the procedure.
Good. Well done. Um, Great reading, Harry. Well done. Any questions, guys? Do we understand all the vocabulary here? Everyone okay? All right, excellent.
Mm.
You have a question, Ilias?
Connoisseurs. What's
Connoisseur. Is that the one you're
connoisseur?
going for? Yeah, a connoisseur is somebody who knows a lot about a certain thing. So if you're a
It's a
coffee
French word,
connoisseur,
right?
sorry?
I'm
It's a French word.
Yes, it is. It's one of those words that we've stolen from the French and we pronounce badly in English. Um, Poor French people. They must hate us. But yeah, it's a French word and it means an expert, really. So if you're a coffee connoisseur, it's like you're an expert on coffee. You really enjoy it and you know lots about it. So I believe that it comes from the word which means to know in French. I might be wrong about that. All right, Hussein. To me, Bosnian coffee, please.
Yeah. To me, Bosnian coffee tasted indistinguishable from its Turkish counterpart, which is to say it was potent, bitter, and as thick as mud. For tourists like myself, an easy way to tell the difference between the two coffees may be by how each one is served. In Turkey, the jezve belongs to the kitchen, not to the table. Burgas said, Turkish coffee is served in a single small cup. Bosnian coffee is served in a full dizezva, which holds 3 cups of coffee on a round iron tray with an empty ceramic cup, a glass of water, a dish full of sugar cubes, and a rahat lokum, a Bosnian candy that foreigners might call Turkish delight.
Beautiful. Thank you, Hussein. Really great reading. Well done. All right, vocab, guys. Anything in there? Right. We're learning a lot about how drinks are seriously related to culture, aren't they? It's interesting how different, even what from an outsider's point of view, these two coffees might be the same, but the way that it's served and the way that you have to drink it, all of those things are sort of something to do with culture, it seems.
There are Turkish words as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Ilias, your turn. When you're ready for your coffee.
Okay. When you are when you're ready for your coffee, first take a sip of water, spoon out a layer of foam from the top, then pour from the java before adding the foam to the cup. After all, Bosnian coffee with no foam is not Bosnian coffee at all. If you want sugar, don't plug it in your drink. Instead, take a bite from one of the cubes on your tray and put it under your tongue to dissolve as you sip.
Thank you. Another beautifully read passage. Thanks a lot, Ilias. So this is kind of weird, isn't it, guys? Did anyone else ever do this? not actually put the sugar in their drink, but you take a bite and then you kind of sip it and eat the sugar at the same time. I've never heard of it.
It's very common in some parts of Turkey.
Aha, okay, so I haven't actually been to Turkey. So that's similar to the Turkish way of doing it then, Hussein?
No, generally people don't do that in the western part of Turkey, but especially in some eastern part of Turkey, the people drink their tea like that. They
Ah,
they they beat the sugar and then they drink coffee. They don't put the sugar directly into the tea.
do you have any idea why?
I don't know.
Just a matter of culture again, I suppose. I'm not sure if there's
Yeah.
an advantage to it. Perhaps there is. Oh, well, if
No,
anybody's
it's just
watching, yeah, just
Mhm.
culture.
Yeah, I think so because I think it's just the way they do it. There's no
Just
difference. There's not a lot of difference. But if you ask them, they say it tastes a lot better if you drink it like that.
You know,
I don't know, but I don't agree with them at some point.
we do this.
You don't.
We do this in our country in order to taste whether the tea is sour or sweet.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Ilya. So you actually do this too.
See, but I don't drink tea or nor coffee, but people do it.
Okay. What an
They add
interesting thing.
they add sugar if it
Hmm.
is necessary. So they don't put so they put some sugar to taste whether it's sweet or not. If it's
Hmm.
sour, they add some sugar.
All right.
But it
Okay.
depends on people. On people.
Um, let's continue reading so that we can have another chance for Melkor to read from There Are Two Real Advantages.
Okay, there are two real advantages to coffee served in this bed. First, the sludge that often forms in the bottom of unfiltered coffee and is so characteristic of Turkish coffee remains in the pot instead of your cup, decreasing the chance that an amateur drinker will end up with a mouthful of grit.
Thank you. And Raphael, could you finish off with secondly, please?
Okay. Secondly, the
Oh,
copper-plated.
sorry, Melkor. I'm going to get
Hmm?
Raphael to do it. I'm going to
Oh,
get
all right. I'm
Raphael to
sorry.
do that one just so that we all have a fair turn, if that's
All
okay.
right. Okay. I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
Uh, Secondly, the copper-plated zezvas keep coffee hot for long periods of time. In part because while a cup of Bosnian coffee might be smaller than you're used to, it's also probably stronger. Plus, Bosnians sit for hours in front of a cup, just making conversation. We decided to do the same.
Great. All right. Any questions about vocab? No? All right. Just
Uh,
want to. Yes?
Sorry, copper-plated. What is the shape of the zezvas?
No. If something is. Do you know what copper is, Raphael?
No.
Copper is a metal, a type of metal. And I don't know how to describe it to you. It's like a bright orange kind of color. And if something is, you can put any metal here and then put plated, so silver plated, gold plated, copper plated. It means that it's based on this metal, but it's not totally made out of that metal. So you could have gold plated, I don't know, serviette rings or something. It means they've got gold in them, but they're not totally made of gold, because then that would be very expensive. So you can use that with any type of metal, actually.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys. Well, do go ahead to Facebook if you'd like to, and just share with everybody the way you drink coffee or the way you drink tea in your country. You can practice your English for one thing, but it's also very interesting to find out sort of the cultural differences in the way we drink drinks. It seems like such a simple thing, but so specific. So I might go there after my next class and write about how to make a perfect cup of tea. And do leave your comments and messages about how to drink properly in your own countries. But I've got another class right now, so if you'd like to come and talk to us about change, that's the topic of my next speaking class. And if you want to go to bed, which some of you may well want to, it's been great having you in the class. Well done for some great reading, everybody, today. Superb reading, I might say, actually. Very few corrections. So have a great evening, and I hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Amy.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you. Bye.